evolved. No one is ahead. The first humans were black. Lighter skin is a mutation that adapted to a different environment, not a marker of superiority. So when someone says lighter skin is more evolved, they're not making a scientific claim. They're projecting a colonial narrative onto biology. It's not evolution, it's justification. And it doesn't.
Yes, hello? Like they was just saying that the UV rays and let me rewind it again.
That's survival strategy. Framing lighter skin as more evolved tries to smuggle racial supremacy into biological terms. It treats whiteness as the endpoint, when in reality it's just one variation that came later. But
whiteness is not the end point, it's not the beginning point. It's just one variation, okay? It's these people in I'm gonna tell you, the man, they say he used to be a stripper, or used to be a something to do with videos, sex videos or something. I don't know. But I do remember that. And then they said it was another man. I don't know what he did, but these two men got together, these two white men. And you can watch the YouTube video. But they starting their own community, housing development community. No blacks alive, just the whites. They said the reason why they're doing that is so they can keep the white race going. They said in order to get in that community, you have to be interviewed. Even if you're white, you have to be interviewed to get into that community. Ain't that something? And, you know, a lot of people say negative, but I say, okay, this is what I say. I defend them about that. We kind of like do it to a certain extent. Like we have certain things that we do and it's catered toward black people. And I understand why. I'm not justifying it, but I'm just saying if we have neighborhoods and stuff and we get along better with black and brown and all of that, and I'm not saying segregate us or separate us, but if they don't want to live by us, bye. We don't want to be by y'all. If you don't want to be by us, bye. They said they wanted to keep their civilization and they didn't want to mix the races, and they said soon if the white race mix and blend in with all the other races, then the white race is gonna like evolve, disappear, like basically disappear. So they don't want it to disappear or whatever, the race to fade out. So he want to have his own community. I mean, their own community, and it's just white folks. And by all means, knock yourself out. Lighter skin is a mutation that adapted, not a mark of superiority. I used to sub. Say it right. White folks didn't evolve from black people. White folks are black people in origin. Don't get it twisted.
This as a phase we outgrew. Instead of acknowledging that blackness is the root of the human tree, not a branch, it also subtly reinforces a colonial narrative. That whiteness or modernity is the next step beyond blackness, which is structurally false and racially loaded. The structural truth is, we didn't evolve from black people. We evolved as black people. And all living humans are descendants of a black African woman by contrast.
We are black people, everybody. We didn't evolve from black people. They are black people. And it comes from the might. And that's the word I got to work on. Okay, let's say that.
Some separate group left behind in the past.
It's not that we're a separate group left behind. I mean, that they're a separate group left behind in the past or whatever.
That framing treats blackness as a phase we outgrew.
We outgrew that phase, ladies and gentlemen.
Instead of acknowledging that blackness is the root of the human tree, not a branch, it also subtly reinforces a colonial narrative. That whiteness or modernity is the next step beyond blackness, which is structurally false and racially loaded.
Yes, the whiteness is not the next step. They don't realize that they're part of us. They're from us. So they're not the next step. So when you think of next step, you think of evolution and the Big Bang Theory, and I think his name's Sir Isaac Newton.
Black people. We evolved as black people. And all living humans are descendants of a black African woman, mitochondrial Eve, whose lineage
Yeah, Eve, like they were saying, mitochondrial Eve. Everybody originated from her 200,000 years ago.
More evolved ones.
Yes, that phrase.
Listen to this.
Of a black African woman, mitochondrial Eve, whose lineage continues in every person alive today.
Yeah, I've seen comments of people saying things like the Europeans were the lighter skinned people when they moved away from Africa and then they lose melanin. That was like human evolution. So the lighter skinned humans are the more evolved ones.
Yes, that framing is a textbook example of structurally racist pseudoscience masquerading as evolutionary logic. It collapses under pressure when cultural bias and applies not more evolved. It is
Did you hear him say that? I know growing up in West Virginia, my grandmother's Jehovah's Witness, and we learned about this book. It came out in the ministry. It's called Evolution, Evolve. Like, did we evolve here? Where are we from? And they was trying to say that when I say they, I mean mankind, scientists. They was just basically saying that we evolved here, came from monkeys, apes, and then over the years, Homo sapien. Damn, I'm smart. And then over the years, then that's when we became human, and it less hair, and just, a man, a picture of a white man. That is far from the truth. I don't believe in evolution, and I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory, and we didn't evolve here. That's not true. But like this man said, he said it's called the what? Well, hold on. I like the way he put it.
Yeah, I've seen comments of people saying things like the Europeans were the lighter skinned people when they moved away from Africa and then they lose melanin. That
They lost melanin when they moved away from Africa.
So the lighter skinned humans are the more evolved ones.
Yes, that framing is a textbook example of structurally racist pseudoscience masquerading
Racist pseudoscience masquerading
as evolutionary logic.
Masquerading as evolutionary logic. In other words, you don't want to admit it. You don't want to say it, even though it's scientific evidence. And when I told you that my Puerto Rican girlfriend, she said that a long time ago. That was a long time ago. My son is 35. I haven't seen Liza since high school. When I say that was a long time ago, that was about 30 years ago when she told me that. That was the early 90s when I still was living in New York. So when she said that back then, that the school she went to, SUNY or CUNY, State University, New York, City University of New York, her professor told the class that the black man is the original man, and archaeologists have bones to prove it, that we are the original man. How's that? What do you think about that? It's evidence. It's scientific evidence. It's proof. But you're not told that, ladies and gentlemen. You're not told that we are one human race, but we all came from the black woman. Because when people think of black, they think of negativity. They tell Africans when they come to America, they show them neighborhoods in black cities, big major metropolis cities, and they'll say, stay away from the black people. And they all use drugs, and they all have fathers not in the household, and they all get food stamps, and they all on welfare and need public assistance, and they all live in the ghetto, and they can't pull themselves up by the bootstraps, and just a whole bunch of stuff that's not the narrative. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that's not true. And in reality, we make up a certain percentage of America. We are in majority of the bigger cities. Philly, New York, D.C., Houston, Chicago. We make up the big cities. Places like Oregon, Idaho, Nebraska, Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota. They don't got that many black folks in them places. Wisconsin. I'm not saying it ain't no black folks, but they don't got that many. But how? We got more COVID than everybody else. And how? It's more of us in jail. And how we fill up the jailhouse. We got COVID. We get sicker more than everybody else, which is not true. And how I forget, it was something else that people say. People believe the narrative about black people. It ain't coming to me right now, but the welfare, the food stamps. Folks, I was looking at a video earlier. It was so funny. I need to play it. It's on TikTok. These white people, they was up there talking about that. Everybody right. They shouldn't have voted for Trump. And this one lady, she had me cracking up. She said, I'm gonna see if I could play the video. She said she had me cracking up. She said that she was a rancher. That her and her husband is ranchers. And they got rid of all of the they voted for Trump. And here it is right here. White Americans react regretfully to say regretful. I can't even say it. White Americans react regretfully. They basically saying that blacks tried to warn us. Look, it says it right there. Look at them. They said blacks tried to warn us. And it was this one lady. I want you to hear her. She is funny. This one lady and this one man. Both of them is funny. Wait, hold on. And it's the African brother that's
I really anticipate
that's
when
doing
my
the
infusion day is the hour
it's
passes
30 seconds.
too quickly. I wish you could hang out for another.
It's an African brother that's doing the video, and he's just sharing it. He's sharing footage from the video, but it is funny. It was one, it was this white man. He was talking sugar honey iced tea. And then second, it was this white woman. You got to hear her. Wait, hold on. It's getting ready to come. Wait, hold on. We got a few more seconds. I'm going to play it. Okay, then.
First is undocumented immigrants. And they straight up are not showing up for work anymore. They have all either fled the country, fled the state. They don't want to get raided while at work, so they have just moved on to work somewhere else. And straight up, we are going to go bankrupt now. We are going to go bankrupt. And we voted. We knew that the immigrants would get deported, and he was coming after immigrants. Yet we still voted for it. Overwhelmingly voted for our own demise. I was talking to my husband last night, and I have to admit that it seems a bit foolish now when you think about it like that we voted for something that is now putting us directly out of business.
How are you people?